Like the fucking Matrix. The bullets are coming. I'm like, oh, there's a fucking bullet. I'll just move out the way from it. I see this shit like it's an envisioning the future because I've been taught how to slow time down by being so tuned in. Number one, I'm tuned in. I'm so present when I'm on a sales call or doing a call review. I can see this shit. And number two, I can read human beings like a book. And so when you're tuned in, you can read human beings. You can see, I need to sell this guy's neuroticism and I need to sell this guy's complacency, or I'm going to get a neuroticism and a complacency objection at the end of the call. It won't come up as a complacency objection, but that's what these objections really are. They're objections against his neuroticism and objections against his complacency. I would have had that conversation with him. As I said to you, I said earlier, I was like, you're going to have the conversation about him being complacent. And I also said, and you're going to also have the conversation about him being a bit neurotic and being like this and what's going on with all of this. Said that to you.
Yeah. So comes down to, is it the frequency in which you're getting that hand holding that you're looking for?
Yeah. We don't need to try and handle the objection directly. I get it. I mean, as you mentioned, he's a busy guy. You know, I'm sure he would offer one-on-one. I know he's done it before, but it's more than 6 figures. Based on your income, it sounds like you've got 2 choices. You either work with someone that's not very good, which you've already done, trying to do that one-on-one, and, you know, which is your videographer. That didn't work. Try and work with someone else one-on-one, which you had a call with someone else and you're like, actually not worth that amount of money. Or perhaps you try something that actually you can afford. It's not one-on-one per se, but if you put in the work, it can still get you the result. I would also be using the reference he said of someone that he looks up to in the industry. Very cool guy as well. And I'd say, you know, who you aspire to be like and who you look up to, he went through this program. Why, if he could do it, couldn't you do it? And I would be challenging the prospect against himself rather than trying to handle the logistical objection of wanting one-on-one.
Yeah. Okay. What we found to work best is, you know, initially when it came to
selling it rather than having a conversation about it and talking about the human being, which is the issue, which is the prospect. Instead, Alec is trying to now convince, which never works.
Like the review calls, for example, they used to be every day. And the problem with that, with too much frequency, what we found is that there were repeat mistakes that we had already talked about.
See, Alec is trying to say, we've tried this and it didn't work. You're telling the prospect. Instead, we need to be leading the prospect. And a simple conversation that we can do about that is, can I be direct with you? Yes. You say that you want one-on-one. Meanwhile, you haven't accomplished what you want. In other words, you don't know what you want or need. You think you know what you want or need, but if you actually did know what you want or need, you'd already be where you want to be. Does that make sense? Yes. So the question and the decision for you is, do you want to continue holding on to your beliefs that have got you where you are, which is not where you want to be? Or do you want to trust and invest in a mentor that's accomplished what you want to accomplish, and they're telling you how they have got the same result that you want for all of their other clients, and you just have to follow the plan? You see the difference? I'm leading the prospect through also detachment, which is me basically saying, fuck off or do what we say. Like, I don't need you. Like, you think you're going to tell me what you want when you're the one that's broke. Meanwhile, we have an insane business, the owner of this offer, incredible business owner, great offer, fantastic client results, and you're letting the prospect run the show, not leadership.
Week before. And, you know, the conclusion that we came to is what we would assume.
Like telling the conclusion we came to, as if this prospect gives a fuck right now. How do you get them to care, or you walk away from the sale? This is how it is. The fact you're where you are, we're where you want to be. This is how we do it. This is how we've got results. You are the problem right now. Are you going to continue being the problem and being on the outside of our program, watching other people just like you that were no smarter than you, that just simply chose to be humble, get the results that you want? Or are you going to swallow your pride, swallow thinking you know best, and invest in a mentor that does know best in this area of life and can get you the results you want, and you go and get those results? Which one of those are you going to choose? Do you see the difference? Can you hear it in my tonality, my choice of words, the way I'm conversing? It's I'm detached and I'm having the real conversation. The real conversation isn't, this is the reason that we don't do one-on-one. Doesn't matter. You don't need to. Any human being that needs to explain themselves and justify themselves isn't truly certain and therefore able to walk away. That's why they're just like explaining themselves away. It's why we don't have a sales team. Our mastermind is the best of the best. You don't believe that? Cool, don't join. You want to send me questions on Instagram? You want to jump on a sales call? No, thank you. I know our mastermind's the best. We've got 5 closers that have hit 100K a month, all within 17 months or less. We took our top members on a private jet. We have the most insane live events of any mastermind out there in the sales industry. Like, we are the best, point blank, full stop, no questions. I don't need to convince you of that. You either join because you want to be in and around the best of the best, the unicorns of the industry, or not. And this is how you lead someone from true detachment, because you are firm in what you know and believe. And this closer is not doing that and is being weak.
Is that this
will never work.
Give them feedback on day 1, and when they bring that next expert from day 2 into day 3, there wasn't enough time to actually implement the initial feedback that we were giving our clients. So in terms of, obviously you have the weekly support portal where you're uploading your videos, then you can ask any.
Again, don't want to harp on this dead horse, but the closer is trying to convince the prospect as opposed to just telling him, this is how it is. You're not where you want to be. We're where you want to be. Take it or leave it. And that's how you sell someone.
Questions to like just over DM. That's no problem at all. You also have 2 calls on a weekly basis. All that added together, do you personally feel like, is that enough hand-holding, enough support for you to dial in the concept?
He's already said no. And the issue isn't the hand-holding. The issue is the person thinking they know better.
I just think like, if I've got some queries that I need answering, like, I don't know, within the hour or something, have I got someone to access?
The reason that you need someone to answer in the hour is because you are broke and have no clients and no business. Like, have that, probably wouldn't phrase it exactly that way, but like, you want someone that responds in an hour? Then they don't have a successful business. Now, I'm not saying we're going to take 3 days to respond, but you want someone that responds in an hour? Go and hire them and see what the results will be. Because people that are busy and successful and crushing it don't respond within an hour to anybody that's not their mum, dad, parents, you know, their children, or a one-on-one client that's paying 100K a month for one-on-one. So this guy's expectations are wrong. And again, the conversation is, you're not where you want to be and you have these beliefs. Do you think your beliefs are wrong? Hence, you're not where you want to be, as opposed to trying to tell us that we should have your beliefs when we're where you want to be. No.
Yes. So you would have access to Nexus support. So through the community, you can just shoot them a message and, you know, we're on there 24/7 for just any of the quick questions.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
The closer, the prospect said, fine. Yeah. He's not actually fine. And again, the closer is too needy wanting the sale. His judgment is clouded. He's not seeing things or hearing things for what they really are.
So does that at least take you from, you know, you're sitting 7 or an 8?
Wait, does that take you? No. Okay. And so before you're at a 7 or an 8, where are you at now? Still a 7 or an 8. Okay, cool. Let's keep talking about it. The closer is being way too pushy trying to make the sale.
What does that take you to now? Assuming
it's made it better.
Clears things up for you.
Exactly, assuming.
Yeah, roughly about 90%. Yeah.
Lying. I can hear it in the prospect's voice. Hopefully you can hear that. Like, the prospect's voice is just telling you what you want to hear.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else in that last 10% that we haven't talked about?
Not that I can think of. I don't know what this last 10% is. Do you know what I mean? But 90% is all very, very high. I don't think, for me personally, I can't get 100% with anything. That's just me. Do you know what I mean?
That's good to hear that from a prospect.
So 90% is very high.
Absolutely. So 90% is the highest that you can get without obviously being in the program and experience it yourself. So definitely,
through the experience.
Yeah, definitely get that. Well, you don't have any other questions. Considering you're 9 out of 10, you seem like bought in overall in terms of the
terrible use of language. Bought in when we're about to drop the price. Very salesy.
The process. If you don't have any other questions, I can walk you through the investment details.
Sure.
Cool.
No, the prospect wanted to say something. He was talking over him. You got to backtrack now and say, I noticed that there was something you wanted to add or say. What was that?
So what we offer here at number one is a 12-month mastermind. So we're focused on the initial 12 months.
Yeah.
And
Okay. We're not going to go any further in this call. Number one, we're about to drop the price. Those things that I've covered are absolutely the things that most closers screw up. Not using the prospect specific language, not going deeper, being unable to see the real thing that we're selling, which is the prospect's personal challenges, and having that conversation, not doing the real tie downs to the level needed to be done, such as why don't you just put more money in and get more referrals, or why do you think your referrals are going to pick back up? You've got to tie those things down. Micro errors, saying, oh, you're producing shitty content. No, he said, I'm producing content and it's going shitty. Saying too often all makes sense. And the most important thing is, because we didn't have that real conversation, now Alec, the closer, is having to be more pushy, more needy, more desperate, more salesy in the close. Those things will kill all of the sales calls that you should have been closing if you keep making those mistakes. Notice how from the first 90 seconds of this call review, go back and watch it again if you want, I knew what was going to happen. Because I didn't learn to read a script or fake my tonality or memorize anything. I learned to read human beings. How many deals have you already lost this week that you could have closed but didn't because you were out of state? I'm not a fan of sales hacks, but if there was one thing you could do before your next sales call to raise your closing percentage, it's using my patented pre-call checklist. Imagine taking just 60 seconds to read 5 to 7 personalized bullet points on a piece of paper, and as unbelievable as it may sound, puts you into the optimal state to access your highest sales skills on every call. That's the pre-call checklist. I'm going to show you how to create your own. All you need is a piece of paper and to go through the training that I'm going to give you. Thousands of salespeople have used this framework to close more deals, and you can have your own for free. No strings attached, in a matter of minutes. Click the link below this video, enter your email, and grab it right now.